Hey, what's up, guys? It's Demonata What If, and I'm today going to be doing a new what if idea, which is what if Naruto was a blacksmith, or kind of, and could be a start of another series if you guys want it. The ones who actually watch the video, the 10 or so people, because I have small YouTube account. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the way this is gonna work is, well, I personally do not like it when they change a whole ton of shit in anime. When they're doing a what if, this kind of pisses me off a little bit. Like making an entire new race just to add one thing in. You just need to tweak some things here and here. I did kind of like the one where they made it so that the Uzumaki clan had a special Kekai Genkai. I really like that idea of changing the Uzumaki clan just a tiny little bit. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing here as well. But it's instead to Naruto's personality. So here, he's not going to be as much of a prankster, and it's going to be more like I don't really want him to become a Hokage, because I honestly hate that idea. Has anybody seen what Naruto Hokage mode looks like? It looks awful. But yeah. I'm gonna make it so that... But, you guys can choose. Because as I say in every single fucking video, your comments are what change my what-ifs. Because I honestly get very lost sometimes. Anyway. So yeah, the main change in Naruto's personality is that he understands that being a ninja isn't the only thing to being a ninja. Ninjas rely on their equipment, and the people who make those are to him very important, more so than to other people. So he's going to be like, you know what, I want to be a ninja who can do all of those things. So he's going to learn how to cook. He's going to learn how to knit. Tailor. He's going to learn how to blacksmith. I don't think that's a term, but smith. He's going to become a smith. But yeah, and all those, and other things as well. So I feel like in this one also he might have a better relationship with Ten, seeing as they have a similar interest. She loves her weapons, and he dreams of becoming something greater than himself. So instead of a dream of being a Hokage, his dream is to become a ninja, the greatest ninja, who basically builds himself, who is able to build himself up, with his own abilities. So as in more intuitive. If I speak better about that, because I speak much good. Basically, he's going to want to become a ninja who can supply himself, one that can help his surroundings and others, not just do missions and basically being. You get the idea. He's just going to be really cool. So yeah. So in this one, not everything's basically going to be the same, except he isn't as much of a prankster. So yeah. So the way he's going to go about doing this is he's going to go to those few shops where they actually like him. So, and I'm going to say that he knows a blacksmith. He doesn't really know that he's a 9-tailed Jinchuriki, but is instead more of he just basically holds himself up doing blacksmith stuff, and Naruto's going to become his apprentice. Here's how it's basically going to go. I don't know what I'm going to call the guy. I have this idea of calling him Jin. Well, just 2 seconds ago, just that idea popped into my head. So I guess I'll call him Jin, because it sounds cool. Kind of sounds like my old what if about Deku, but not the same spelling. It's Jin, not DJIN. N. But yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be Naruto's gonna be Jin-sama, could you teach me blacksmithing? And he's gonna be no, go away, brat. And he's gonna be Jin-sama, I really want to become something great. You're the only guy who actually treats me normal. Oh, Jin, please. I wanna learn. Because remember, he is still a child. He's 7. This is gonna be more of his appearance, because he's always fake playful and stuff. So he's gonna be like, yeah, Jin, please, I have nothing better to do honestly, and I do love your work. Like, you're one of the coolest blacksmiths ever. And he's gonna be like, and what makes you think that I would want a snot-nosed little brat like you to become my apprentice? I've turned around tons of people to the point where nobody actually really thinks I'm a good blacksmith ever anymore. But you know what I mean. And then Naruto's just gonna be like, basically Naruto's gonna pester him so much. He's just gonna be like, okay, let me see your ability with all the basics. I'll teach you a little bit of the basics, and then you'll have to show me your talent so that I feel like you can actually do it. Now, in this one, Deku's gonna be like, if you've watched Soul Land, Red, because I don't know if there's actually a show of it. Basically, there's a series called Soul Land, and in Soul Land, I think all of the main characters, but I think all of the main characters, but mostly, I mostly remember the main character was Soul Land 1 and Soul Land 3. I think it's 3 or 4. Soul Land 3 and Soul Land 4 also had it, but specifically Soul Land 1 and 3, they were really good at blacksmithing. Actually, no, in all of them they were good at blacksmithing, but different aspects. For example, the first one was a hidden sect master. He was called Tang-san, as a classic hidden sect name. But yeah, the point is, each of them were really good at different aspects of blacksmithing. One guy was really good at basically building anything. One guy was good at hidden weapons. One guy was good at robots and shit, mechs. And one guy, I believe, is going to be basically building spaceships. I haven't read it in a while now. I've been waiting for a new one and my thing shut down, and I'm really upset because I had saved a ton of manga that I was going to read, and anyway, my pain of on April 22nd them shutting down Manga Rock. Anyway, enough about rambling. I've gone on about this for 2 minutes now. The point is, he's going to be that sort of talent. He's going to be ridiculously good. He's going to basically be able to build a really good dagger or whatever on the first try. Of course, he's not going to do the best. He's not going to be able to build a dagger. He's still a small child. He's going to have to work his way up. But of course, he's still going to be really good. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make my next what if I'm going to be making is what if Naruto, or what if Deku, or what if somebody had a Soul Land ability. But whatever. It's a secret, don't tell anybody. Anyway, enough of me rambling. I ramble so much. Anyway, so yeah, he's also going to talk to a tailor, and he's going to talk to the ramen shop guy for cooking stuff and clothing making stuff. But yeah, he's going to go around. But those guys aren't important as much because, cooking is just a common skill, and clothing, it's more of it just means that Naruto is actually going to have different clothes. Oh my god, an anime protagonist doesn't wear a single pair of clothing. Oh my god, what is this godly being? You know? But I'm going to say the main outfit he would wear would, for missions and stuff and being a ninja, would be it'd be Minato's outfit, but with inverted colours. So instead of the white, it's black. Instead of the black, it's white, you know? But also I'm going to make it so that he wears a top which is orange. So I know that there's a certain Naruto, look that is basically exactly what I'm talking about. But I don't remember. So. Oof. But yeah. Also, because this will later lead on to some really cool Kuruma costumes. I don't know, he's going to be making, a suit for him, I guess. I don't know, don't ask me! Sorry, but yeah. You get the idea. Anyway, basically, he learns a bunch of stuff, and he starts creating himself, katana, senbon, shuriken, that sort of stuff. So Naruto's always going to have really good gear. His clothing will always change, and when he goes to the academy originally, he will be wearing different types of normal clothing, often with an orange top and some black shorts or something, But yeah, it will change up a bit. For example, in most blonde hair, blue eyed people's case, he's going to be wearing blue tops and like some beige shorts, or beige trousers. But yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing I forgot, because I felt like I was missing something. He's also going to learn a lot of scientific stuff. So he's also going to be able to make smoke bombs and stuff like that, or like develop further into scientific ways. He's actually going to be very similar to Orochimaru in that way, just he's not going to be forcing people to get tortured. And if you know anything about Boruto, apparently this is what happens when Orochimaru dies. He realised he could have made a clone the entire time and made himself immortal that way. Anyway, but like that's the sort of like mentality Naruto's going to have on this one. Like he's going to easily have figured that out, but like he's not actually going to try. The point is he's going to learn tons of scientific things. It would mean that if I do extend this to Boruto, he actually does like the scientific thing. He's going to be like, man, I'm also a science guy. Yeah, no, the science guy, Pearl, no. I can help myself. I usually don't even sing that song, so don't worry, I'm not one of those weirdos, and I'm not American, as you can obviously tell from my accent. But yeet. The main change of this is that often Naruto is going to be a lot tougher. The reason is his taijutsu is going to go up a ton. So let's say Naruto's base stats, like originally his actual stats were like 1, 1, 1, 1, like in everything 1, and then in chakra control it's -1, But I'm going to say that in this one, he learns to do better chakra control by imbuing it into his weapons and like clothing and stuff. So in other words, his chakra control is going to go up to like a 1. His taijutsu is going to go up to about a 3. I know that's a bit of like a jump, but yeah. Ninjutsu, I guess, would stay about the same because he's not actually learning ninjutsu. Maybe it will go up like to a 1.5 because he's like getting better at stuff. He's able to do shadow clones properly now and the disguise thing, but he won't be showing it properly. He'll still be pretty shit apparently in class, but but this time he'll pass. However, he's still going to get tricked by Mitsuki, just so you know. Okay. So yeah, taijutsu increased. I can't think of any. Genjutsu and healing jutsu are irrelevant to him because he hasn't actually trained in those sorts of things. So yeah. But yeah, he's going to be a lot tougher. That's why his taijutsu would go up like ridiculously. So I'm going to say he's actually at a point where he could beat Sasuke head on with taijutsu. He couldn't beat Lee, of course, because Lee is ridiculously OP. But yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to go to the point of the academy. Actually, you know what? I'm also going to add some extra details. He's going to be earning his own money as well, so his living standards is going to get a bit better. Like, he's going to actually have proper food and stuff. And yeah. So he's so at the academy, he's going to go in. Like, let's say this all happened during I don't know if they have this in the Naruto universe, but let's say this is all happening over a summer half term, like after the first year. Because I think there's 3 years in the academy. So yeah, I'm gonna make it so that he comes back and he's got really nice clothing. He's gonna wear clothing you would expect from a normal child who wasn't an orphan, Okay, that was really, really harsh of me, but you get the idea. He's just basically gonna look a lot better. So yeah. He's gonna and everybody's gonna be a bit surprised. They're not gonna take the most notice in it, but they're gonna be a bit surprised. He's also gonna be a bit more taller than he is usually, and much more muscular. Although not too much because he's 7 or 8. I don't know how old he is. But yeah. So he's not. So at this point yet, he has not gotten a full. He isn't able to do proper. proper shadow clones and stuff and the disguise thing, he's going to be more like, everybody's going to be like, he may look a bit better, but he's still a worthless piece of shit, you know? But yeah. Then, it's going to be like that for, like, the next year. But after the next during the next half term, because I'm now making it so that there are summer half terms in this, during the next summer half term, so after his second year, so when he's going to a third year, he's actually going to learn more about chakra control and chakra imbuing, like, clothing and stuff to make his items, like, of better quality. Meaning, and I'm going to say that he actually uses it in the fight against Kakashi, just so you know. But yeah, and then his third year, he will be passing, because, you know, obviously he has to have pretty good chakra control to be able to make, like, chakra-based weapon, like, chakra-imbued weapons, like, permanently imbued weapons, like, hacky swords and stuff, if you know One Piece. So yeah, like how Zoro had to imbue a ton of hacky into his blades to make them permanently hacky-ized, if that's a word. But yeah. So, Naruto, when he comes back, he's gonna look a lot better. He's gonna continuously look better and better. And he's even a bit more and he's definitely taller than Sakura, at least, you know. But you, then, so yeah, he passes the exam. Everybody's a bit surprised, because, you know, he was pretty shit previously. And yeah, Mitsuki's gonna, like, come up to him, like, after class, or, like, after everybody's gone, like, nobody's around, and he's gonna be like, hey, Naruto, there's one more part. I have no clue what his voice sounds like. There's one more part to this test, and Naruto's gonna be like, oh, what, really? I didn't see any of you talking to any of the other students. Oh, it's because I was, like, doing it in, like, spare time, you know. Anyway, so what's going on here is that you need to steal a scroll of sealing from the Kage's office. Don't worry. The situation has been well informed, and Naruto's gonna be like, okay, I didn't even need to know that extra information, because, you know, Naruto's an idiot still. But okay, Sensei, I'll do it. So yeah, everything's gonna be basically the same as last time, just it's gonna go a lot easier. And this time I'm gonna change it up a tiny bit, because I have no clue what's inside of the scroll of sealing, and I will never know. But what's going to be in it in this time is some custom little jutsus I'm going to create just off the bat right now. But they're going to be very beneficial for the type of person he is right now. Simply because, you know, plot armor, you know? Plot armor. Everything has to go the best way for Naruto. So yeah, he writes down everything. He writes down the Shadow Clone Jutsu. He also writes down 4 other ninjutsus. One will be a ninjutsu that was designed to replicate the abilities of the Byakugan and the Sharingan, and try to get as close to the Rinnegan as possible. However, this will not be something that relates to the eyes. However, instead, it will be changing how one of his arms looks, simply because it will basically change him. I feel like that will change things up a bit. Like, his left arm will transform whilst he does this. Of course, it's going to affect his eyesight as well, but, like, I'm going to say that it, like, connects to the nerves in the left arm, and, like, let's say they connect somehow to the eyes. I don't really know how that stuff works, because I am not biology based, but yeah, well, I am physically biology based, but you know what I mean. I don't do biology, like, I don't properly do biology. How should I put it? I haven't gotten that far in biology to understand how the entire body is schematically laid out, you know? But yeah. So yeah. So that's going to replicate those abilities, And I'm gonna say that what happens is his arm becomes, it looks like it has scales going over it. So it looks like it has blue scales going over it. Like if you've ever seen like a blue Chinese dragon or whatever, it basically looks like that, but as an arm. I don't know how to explain it. The point is, it's a very scaled blue arm with like on like what would you call it? The palm and stuff, and like that lower layer of the arm. It's like if you see it, like the belly, like if you've seen a belly of the dragon, like that sort of look, like the belly of Bowser, that sort of kind of look, and he's gonna have claws as well. That's basically how it looks when he awake, like he properly used that ability. I'm gonna say it's called Dorasen. I called it Dorasen because Doragon and then Sen can be whatever you want it to be. I'm just making up words here, you know, left and right. Bammy, shabammy, wabammy, kabammy. My nanny. That was the most autistic laugh I have ever done. But the point is, it's got some sort of name. Say in the comment, or just I'm sticking with Dorasen, because it's dumb. Anyway, so yeah, another one of the abilities that he's gonna gain. So that one's gonna basically be the idea. It's gonna increase chakra control. It's gonna increase a bit of physical strength. It's also going to allow automatic usage of the lightning chakra. It's also going to allow better eyesight, so as in like you can have a 360 view around you, but because this is a tiny bit better than the Byakugan, it's going to be no blind spots. So yeah, and yeah, that's basically going to be the abilities of it, because I still cannot think of anything else. So yeah, another one of the jutsu is going to be Home Forge. So this was created by a ninja similar to Naruto, who thought of the idea of making similar to Naruto, but like not the same perspective. Like he had this idea of making it so that blacksmiths could also be ninja, or would want to become ninja for like this ninjutsu. However, it was too difficult and like too chakra expensive for a normal person to use it. Like it was basically what it does is it literally generates a forge. How should I put it? It combines earth jutsu, fire jutsu, and a bit of like technically boiled water jutsu and lava jutsu, because I don't know what those are actually called. I probably mix some of those up, but the point is it basically makes a homemade stove. JK, but the point is it makes a homemade furnace and like basically all the stuff blacksmiths use, because I am not going to figure out what those are. So yeah, this is really beneficial for Naruto, because it means that later on, if he wants to, he can easily just like snap his fingers or whatever, hand signed his hands, and create this blacksmith area and like work and stuff. I feel like I'm gonna do this at one point during like the Tazuna arc, you know, the bridge arc. Like, and just have a Sakura Naruto moment where she like walks in on him whilst he's like creating stuff, and like she's gonna see like his back, like I mean he's still young, but like his back is gonna be very like scarred. I'm gonna say he's got a very scarred body and like pretty ripped body. But of course I hate it when when characters become like really buff, like Goku style buff, you know, or like I'm not a big fan of that, so I'm gonna say grey buff, you know, and like she's just gonna walk in on him sweating and like doing work, and like she's gonna walk in and she's gonna be like, oh damn, nosh, you know. If you've seen that funny JoJo meme where it's like, yes sir, you know, that sort of thing. But of course she's like gonna like walk away, and she's just gonna be like Naruto, and then see him, and then like a small moment, and then yeah. I am really skipping ahead. I'm not even past Kakashi's battle, like, with them. Anyway. So yeah, then the other two, so one of them is going to be I'm gonna call it air platform jutsu. So this one is going to implement the idea of how water walking and like tree walking works, but make it on a much more minuscule level. So it's basically going to be as if you're walking in air. Like, as in, you're making a small platform by combining, like, creating small chakra platforms throughout the air and jumping up, which looks almost as if you're walking on air. So that one's got the simplest explanation so far. I do not know what the other one will be, it's going to be... Okay, I had to pause for a bit. But yeah, where was I? I was on the fourth and final extra ability he gains. So, this ability is going to be... So, if I'm correct, Naruto's originally had wind style as his main capability, but now due to the other ability, he's going to gain earth and fire style, or fire and water styles. So, oh no, he's not. He's gonna already have had those. I'm gonna say that his chakra natures are gonna be air. Also wind, fire, and earth. Because I do not know what his original ones are. Maybe it's lightning. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna make it so that this one is going to be not really related to like blacksmithing or any of the other things, because if you think about it, the first one allowed him to increase his senses, allowing him to do more sorts of stuff. It would have helped him a lot whilst doing cooking or like whilst doing even like science or or like the sewing or like, you know, being a tailoring. Like, it would have helped him a lot during those things, because it would have allowed him to get a proper, like, good view of his stuff and, like, do it properly. And then the second one, with, like, the smith set thing, that would, of course, help smiths. It could have also helped cooking if you specifically changed it so that instead of creating, like, fire and stuff, like, in the middle, so that, like, you could cook, like, so that you could, so that you could, like smelt stuff. You could instead change it so it's water, so that you could boil stuff and, like, you know, do cooking with it, or make it into like a saucepan or something. You know, change it up. If you do a few tweaks, you could do it for different things, but like specifically smelting and like cooking. The third one was shit, I forgot. Sorry, I need a few seconds to remember. Third ability was damn it. Shit. I'm just gonna say it doesn't come up with, like, it doesn't come up for this video, so I can just do it so that, and then if I do another part, I'll just basically rewatch this video and come to this point in it, and I'll just find out. Anyway, so the fourth ability will be, well, it's gonna be one. I want it to be something that combines all things together, but like doesn't. You know what, I'm just gonna make it like so that this is a sage art. So it's like, I'm gonna add a new sage mode for this, and it's gonna be Fox Sage mode. Or, you know what, nah, screw that shit. You know what, sure, whatever, it's gonna be Fox Sage mode. This one will basically make it so that it changes your body slightly, so that like your hair goes orange and you grow a foxtail. That's what's gonna change. So in other words, you could combine that with combine Fox Sage mode with Toad Sage mode, and then you could combine that with the Naruto's KCM mode, which allows for like a really cool look, actually, if I think about it. Anyway, you get the idea. So yeah, this basically means, but of course this one won't need a summon to use, because otherwise that would be just so much unnecessary extra like plot stuff, you know, and I'm lazy, you know, as I've said before. So yeah, I'm gonna make it. So yeah, this is gonna be the abilities he gains. Now he's gonna have already written all of these down. He's gonna know what they are. I'm just gonna say that nobody else knows these abilities, because I'm gonna say that this is one of those sealing scrolls that nobody has ever opened in the past 500 years or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking of a ridiculous number that just makes no sense. But the point is, ridiculous number that makes no sense. But yeah. Then we're going to skip to the point where Mitsuki meets him. I'm going to just say that Naruto's like uses the special Shadow Clone Jutsu, so Shadow Clone Barrage and stuff, and then he's going to be like beat the shit out of Mitsuki, and then Iruka's going to see this and he's going to be like, holy shit, but like instead of being so that he's originally carrying, Naruto's going to go straight into it, because, you know, when you're playing with fire, you're not supposed to be delicate, you're supposed to be like, you're just supposed to go right ahead. You don't, like, of course you have to wait for like the perfect moment, but while someone's thinking the lowest of you and isn't really expecting you to do anything, I mean, that's really the best moment, you know? But yeah. So, yeah, Iruka's going to walk in at the last moment and, like, see it because he was looking for Naruto, because he knows that Naruto stole the scroll, and yada yada yada. If you notice what I just did there, I said yada yada yada, like yada yada daze. Jojo jokes. Anyway, or Jojokes. But yeah. So, this causes that whole thing to go down, and yeah, and then, yeah. So, because I'm lazy, let us skip ahead. So, let us skip ahead to, team assignments. So this time, team's going to be the exact same, because I do not want to change any of them, because I'm too lazy and I do not remember half their names. Also, there's the fact that, well, I mean, Naruto isn't seen still as that strong. It's like he only recently got to the point where he could properly do them. And also I'm going to make it so that he meets Kuruma earlier. Much earlier. Like, literally after they meet Kakashi earlier, you know? Because I don't remember when he originally met. When did he originally meet Kuruma? So now he knows that Kuruma exists. But yeah, screw it. I'm just going to make it so that after Kakashi fight. Anyway, so it's going to be a bit differently here. So I'm going to say Naruto's a bit more intelligent now. So instead of going straight for it, he ducks behind the bushes as well. And he, like, conceals his presence. He uses chakra walking. I just remembered what the other one was. Airwalk. That was one of the... Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself. I remembered it. The third ability was airwalking. Anyway. So yeah, he uses, like, a combination of airwalking and tree walking to, like, climb up to a tree. Because, you know, my man is on, like, the same, like, laziness stat level as me. You know? Complete laziness. Why would you walk up a tree when you could just jump up twice? Bruh. Anyway. Plus it would be quicker. Anyway, so yeah, he would, like, sit on there and he'd basically be, like, scouting Kakashi, but, like, he would also quickly use his, Dorasan. I think that's correct, the name correct, because it was dumb. Anyway, so yeah, he uses Dorasan to, like, and, like, grows out the scales, but because he's not that good at it, let's just say that his hand is the only thing that's covered in scales. Now, let's say he points his hand towards, like, just in front of him, and, like, to pinpoint, like, everything in front of him, and, like, see everything, because he read properly how everything works, and he, like, scans the area, and he notices that, like, Kakashi's down there. Why is Kakashi up there? Hold up, that's a shadow clone. And then you'd be like, ah, yes. Now I've created a few shuriken and senbons, so it. And he just like throws them forwards, like randomly up the trees, but in ways that makes it so that they curve around different parts of the tree, knock off different things, so it seems like he's running around when he's actually staying in one spot. Now, of course, Kakashi doesn't realize that he's staying in one spot, so he's going to be like, haha, I can like attack him from different locations, because of course, you know, Naruto is still seen as like pretty weak. So this causes Kakashi to be like off guard when he notices that like his clone, not only his clone like puffs up because, you know, bursts open, but also he, because his guard is down, gets a good wallop to the back of the head. And then of course Naruto will be like, he'll sneak one of the the bells out, and then he'll be like, ah, wait a second, hold up, I should probably replace this. So he disguises a clone as like a bell, and then he's like, wait, hold up, there's something wrong with this test. Ah, yes. And then he realizes what the whole test is about, you know, teamwork, and he's going to look for the other members, and he's going to be like, he awakens that he like shows the Dorasan again, and like locates the rest of them. Remember, I'm just going to say he go right away, like he straight away like teleported away from Kakashi. And then like he uses the Dorasan to locate everybody. And now I'm going to say that he kind of like inputted some chakra into Kakashi, so now Kakashi is permanently like visible to Naruto. This will be very beneficial for later on in the series, as well as now. But yeah, then he finds the location of both of them, and he basically, like, gets to Sasuke first, because Sakura's a little bitch, and we all hate her, and wish she died during every single arc, or maybe, like, maybe one of maybe Zabuza's sword hit her, maybe a Senbon from Haku killed her off at the start, maybe later on down the line something else killed her, maybe whilst trying to unlock Tsunade's power she blew herself up and like, you know, in front of Kiba, because Kiba was also a pain in the ass, or maybe in front of Neji. You know, I do not like a lot of characters, but like Sakura is like my least favourite, you know, she's useless. You know, like, Naruto and Sasuke full powered mode is like 99.9% of Team 7's power, and then if you add Sakura you've got 100% of their power. You know, that sort of meme is like what I'm talking about. That's technically what it is. Anyway, okay, enough like pissing on Sakura. We all know I hate her. Well, now everybody should know I hate her. But yeah. So he's gonna go up to Sasuke and be like, hey Sasuke, I know you're a fucking emo, but like, here's the facts. This is supposed to be a team mission, so let's go over to Sakura. And he's gonna be like, how do you know where Sakura's? And I'm gonna be like, and then Naruto's gonna be like, yeah, well, I have special abilities and you're never gonna know what they are because you're a weakling and a bitch. Well, he's not gonna say exactly those words, but he's gonna say something that implies that fact. Sasuke's gonna be pretty pissed and he's gonna be like, you little bitch. Well, he's not gonna say that, he's just gonna think that. But he's gonna be like, okay, Naruto, show me where she is. And he's gonna be like, okay, this way. And he's gonna just just go, they're just gonna go up to Sakura. And then Sakura's gonna be like, oh yay, Sasuke. And then she's gonna look at Naruto and be like, you know? But yeah, then he's gonna be like, okay, you two, the goal of this test was actually to do teamwork. So yeah, you noobs gonna have to work with me. So no, that's just me being complete jokester. You know, I just feel very uncomfortable and I automatically do sort of things when I'm uncomfortable. I don't know why I'm uncomfortable, but anyway. So yeah, this explanation is like, he's just gonna do a quick explanation, you know. He realized it was teamwork. He's gonna be like, also, I've already got a bell, which I'm gonna give to Sakura, because you're useless. And you're not gonna get past any other way. So yeah, this last bell is gonna be between me and Sasuke. However, we're all gonna work together to achieve this. And Sakura's going to be like, so yeah, how do you plan to do this? And then he's going to be like, well, in terms of taijutsu, I am the best out of all of us. And like they're gonna be like, what do you mean? I'm better. And Naruto's gonna be like, yeah, we've never fought actually. I'm gonna say in this what if like they never fought before. And then Sasuke is gonna be like, I haven't actually seen you fight. And Naruto's gonna be like, yeah, that's because I've never been paired up with anybody. Whereas I've seen you fight many times. And I can tell that your level of taijutsu is not on mine. If I'm a 3, you're at 2, you know? And if I'm a 3 and you're at 2, Sakura's a 0.0000000000001. You know, because I got a piss on Sakura. Anyway, so yeah. Then Sakura's gonna get pissed off, but then Sasuke's gonna stop her and be like, okay, so what is the plan, oh so great taijutsu genius? And then he's going to be like, okay, so here's how it's going to go. Sakura, because you're the most useless, you cannot show your face. I'm going to make it so that you throw these Senbon and Shuriken, and he's going to, like, get out a packet full of, like, hundreds, like, thousands upon thousands of, like, Senbon and Shuriken, and just give it to her. You're going to use these custom-made Senbon and Shuriken to kill, well, I mean, just to throw them at Kakashi to, like, distract him. And she's going to be like, how did you get your hands on these? Well, I made them. But enough of that. She's gonna try and say like, what? But like before he can say that, she cuts in. Before she can say that, he cuts in. But yeah. Sasuke's gonna be like, then what shall I do? Oh, great strategist. And apparently Blacksmith. Well, he's not gonna say Blacksmith. That was just a little joke on my part. It's not even a joke. It's just a comment. Naruto's gonna be like, I need you to use that special Uchiha, you know, dragon flame shit, great flame burst thing, do not remember the name, thing to attack Kakashi as well and light the Shuriken and Senbon on fire for more impact, whilst I am taijutsuing with him. Then, at one point, we're going to switch out, and during that maneuver, I'm going to create I'm going to use a new jutsu I know to basically knock myself right past the final bell and basically hide it and switch it out in a few seconds, and then you can fight Kakashi for a bit, and then after that bit of time, when we switch out again, I'm going to give you the bell. That's how it's going to work. And then they're going to go through that plan exactly how I just said, and it's going to work. And then it's going to be like, Kakashi's going to be all like, wait, hold up. How the did you get this? And then they're going to be like, we got it like 3 turns ago. And he's going to be like, hold up. You're telling me you were just messing with me this entire time? Well, Kakashi, sensei, you weren't using your full ability anyway, so can't blame us. Because remember, Kakashi is OP, but still, like he's not the most powerful person, but like he's still pretty powerful. I guess he's like almost Hokage level, you know? He's strong enough to be in the Great Salon, let's just say. Although not at this point yet, like later on he will become that point, but like he's still a high Jonin level. But yeah. So yeah, after that it's basically like they all leave, they split up. Now I'm gonna say that Sasuke is gonna be both Sasuke and Kakashi are gonna be separately stalking Naruto, simply due to the fact that like they're like how like Sasuke's gonna be like, how on earth is this guy getting like so much equipment, like because he remembers what happened with Sakura. Sakura's gonna be dumb and she's just gonna walk away. She's just gonna be like going home and just, you know, masturbating to Sasuke. JK, she's still at a young age, so she wouldn't be doing that. But still, you got my drift. She's just gonna be doing, you know, dumb stuff like flower arranging, because apparently they do that in this world. Anyway, so yeah, they're gonna see him basically go home, and they're just gonna be like, okay. And then they're gonna see him like doing jutsu. Well, they're gonna see him go home, maybe do some like sewing and like creating new clothing, imbuing chakra into them to like make them seem really powerful. And basically, one of his tops would be equivalent to chainmail, you know, but like better. a bit better. And then like he'd also be like, let's say he puts on weights, and then he goes outside and does some physical taijutsu training. This constantly is upping his like strength, and then afterwards, after he's gotten his energy jar on with the weights still on, he would end up using his he would use like ninjutsu to like, I don't know how his symbols would go, but like pa 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 pa. And then boom, you've got a custom made furnace and like all the apparatus for like doing stuff. And they're gonna be like, wait, you're telling me this kid made his own custom ninjutsu? Of course he didn't create his own custom ninjutsu, not yet anyway. But like, of course it's gonna seem like that. Now, whilst doing this, he's gonna be like creating tons of senbon, tons of shuriken, and then Sasuke's gonna be like, that's how he got his hands on that many. He actually did make them. But yeah. Then he's gonna be like, okay. Then he's gonna like, of course, imbue chakra into them. They're gonna be even more powerful. Let's say that these are his training ones, so he's not yet got to a point where he feels like he can actually entrust people with his like shuriken and senbon. So those ones that Sakura was using were basically the cheap ones, the stuff that you could find at a store. But then these are like the OP ones. These ones are at the point where they could literally instantly kill a Chunin, and like a high Chunin, maybe a low Jonin. Like if someone used the correct trajectory. Even if the low Jonin or high Chunin tried to block, or low Jonin below tried to block, like, you know, that sort of thing, these would still pierce through their blade, pierce through their arm, hand, whatever. But yeah. Then Naruto, like, gets out, like, he uses the jutsu again to create cast, or whatever, I don't know how they make katanas in this. But the point is, he's going to be making a katana. However, like, it's going to be a short katana, more like something that, like, Sasuke would use. Well, no, I'm going to say it's more like, it's going to be like a short sword katana sort of thing. But, like, he's going to start creating it, and, like, but, like, whilst doing it, he's going to take off his top, and these two are going to see his, like, really buff state, and, like, they're going to see, like, the scars, they're going to be like, holy fucking shit. The actual F. They're gonna be like, this is not something a child should be like, being like even Sasuke's gonna be like this, you know. And yeah, then he's gonna like, and let's say this lasts for like around 10 hours. These guys do watch it because, you know, for them it's like an interesting experience seeing this young child who looks so like messed up, honestly, because of the buffness and the scarring and stuff. They're going to just, like, be watching this whole situation and, like, how he creates this weapon. And then they're going to watch him basically pump a combination between his own and the Kyuubi chakra. I'm going to say that whilst he was doing, like, sewing and stuff, I say sewing, but, like, you know, tailoring, he actually encountered, like, Kuruma for a bit and was like, before I leave, Ninetales, could you tell me what your name is? And he's gonna, and of course, as it was in the anime or the manga, whichever one you did, like he's gonna, Kuruma's gonna be surprised as because, you know, this is the first human, basically the first person that's ever asked him what his name was, and he's gonna be like, it's Kuruma, and then like they're gonna get closer later on, but like for now this is their first encounter. Kuruma, of course, let's say Kuruma lends his power for this sword, because, you know, it might not be the best of swords, but, like, Kuruma's interested in what his own chakra would have an effect on a blade that harnesses chakra, like, properly, as like, a mainframe for it. So, yeah, the point is, it's a Kuruma chakra sword. So, yeah. So from the perspective of Sasuke and, like Sasuke and Kakashi, this is going to be really interesting because, like, they haven't seen, of course, like a blade being made, but also they're seeing Ninetales chakra being absolutely poured into a blade. They're like, okay, So I understand that some really good smiths actually put chakra in their blades, but like this kid is putting 9 tails chakra, like it's really powerful chakra, you know? Like this blade could definitely kill a Jonin, maybe even a high Jonin, maybe even something higher, because I do not know fully what the stages are. But yeah. Some of the really good ninja in the village, like the Hokage and stuff, those sorts of high-level ninjas, would be like, what is this power? What is this power? Because, like, of course, you're going to feel this sort of chakra going through the village if you've experienced it before. But yeah. So yeah, then the blade will be finished, and it's going to look really cool. It's going to have this really nice hammer. It's just going to look really nice. But the point is, he's going to call it something like Kuruma, or like something like that, or like, you know, something along those lines. He's going to call it like bronze. He's going to call it like something like bronze Kuruma, or like first Kuruma, like something along those lines, but like more Japanesey. Simply just to show the fact that Kuruma was the one who helped him, but it's like still really weak. Like he hasn't properly learned how to master his abilities. So he's gonna call it something like bronze tier or something, Kuruma. But yeah. And as all blacksmiths, he made 2 of them. So I'm gonna say that Kakashi and like Sasuke would have left by now, but like, and he wouldn't have named his swords yet. But let's say that one of the 2 swords, whichever one he finished best, he called bronze tier Kuruma, because you know it's not the best like he could ever make. But yeah. Then we skip. Then of course the next day he'll do like missions, and then we skip further and further to the point where, like, let's say Sasuke this time is the one who asks for a new mission, and Sakura's like, yeah, I want a new mission, and Naruto's like, I could do with a new mission, like, I don't mind, but like, I mean, if these 2 want a mission, you know, I might as well support them, they're my teammates. But yeah. But then, like, but yeah, then they do get the mission, they get the C rank mission, Tazuna's mission, and then, of course, remember, I'm not fully disclosing the details on what Naruto's like, but I'm just gonna say, right now, he's getting a lot smarter. I'm gonna say he's reading more, and because of the more he's reading about, like, his, like, technical side of things, the science, everything, he's getting better at, like, to help him, like, get better at, like, building stuff and like making stuff. He's also getting better at, like intelligently, tactically. Like, he's gonna probably have like a catchphrase like, this world is like the hammer of a blade. Every ripple we make can change the outcome. You know, he's gonna have like a catchphrase, like something like that, and he's gonna be like, and just like, I find that would actually be a really cool catchphrase or something, like, because, you know, if you know, like, stuff about swords, Hamon, although it is the ripple technique from JoJo, it is also the ripples on a katana. Like, if you know this, how on the edge of a katana it has, like, these ripples, that's what the Hamon is, actually. But yeah. So yeah, I just thought that would be a really cool catchphrase for him. But the point is, he's going to get very good as a tactician as well. So he's going to notice the puddle, which contains the demon brothers, and he's going to basically be like, he's going to get out one of his more powerful, like, I'm going to say Senbon, and he's just going to take it out of his pocket and just be like pretend he's like looking at it, admiring it, and just suddenly just gonna flick it towards them. All of a sudden, everybody's gonna be confused. Like, suddenly there's just a Senbon like piercing the air. You hear it whistling, breaking the fucking sound barrier. Just kidding, I'm over exaggerating. Of course, like, it wouldn't have broken the sound barrier. Maybe like the light barrier. Just that's probably worse. But yeah. You get my point. I'm over exaggerating it, but like, it went really fast by. Kakashi would have been able to catch it, but like, it still would have been pretty hard. And yeah, as this thing would like just pierce the puddle, creating a tiny crater, and it would have knocked out both of the demon brothers. they would like pop up, and like Naruto would just just be there. I'm gonna say he like blitzes. I don't know what it's called. He uses that special jutsu thing where like he just kind of almost teleports or something. Like, he just goes really fast towards it, and he just like picks them up. Like it's not fast enough so that Kakashi can't see, but it's fast enough that Sasuke and Sakura can see. It's like low Shunin level, you know. But yeah. Now remember, he is wearing weights. Just so you know. So his real speed is something like high Chunin level, you know? To the point where Kakashi would have been a bit harder for him to sleep, but he still would have seen. But yeah. His strength was even higher. Like, come on. My man is just like so OP. I don't know why, but I'm really making him overpowered. I can't help it. But yeah. He then like picks them up and drags them over to a tree where he like, I don't know, he pulls out just like a random rope from nowhere, just pulls out rope. Or no, actually, you know what? I'll say he basically uses like some Earth style jutsu, or like a developed version of like his other Smith jutsu to create like a sort of like chain around them so that they can't move. But yeah, and then like he's like, hey guys, can you just like wait a bit? And they're still a bit surprised, but like they're gonna be like, okay. But yeah. Now remember, Naruto is more of a tactician in this one. So the way he's gonna go about this is he's basically gonna be like, he's gonna get out not one of his more powerful ones, but like a normal like Senbon or a normal, well actually you know what, a normal Senbon. And he's gonna be like, okay, you two are the Demon Brothers, correct? The ones from the Bingo book, pretty powerful, hey? Now, everyone's going to be a bit surprised by the fact that Naruto knows this, like all of them, including the Demon Brothers. But wait, hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, he's basically going to ask the two Demon Brothers, okay, so what are you two hiding? Like, as in, like, why are you attacking Tazana the Bridge Builder? I'm certain you're not purposefully attacking Hidden Ninja of the Leaf, especially not Kakashi of the Sharingan, the copy ninja. Of course, Sasuke and Sakura and Tazana as well are all going to be surprised by like this fact and kind of look at Kakashi for a second. Kakashi's just going to be a bit surprised that Naruto even knows that fact, like knows that he's there. But like the Demon Brothers are going to be like, we were doing a mission for somebody. And then he's going to be like, tell me, firstly, what the mission was, and secondly, who was the one who ordered you? And then they're going to be like, we're not telling you, brat. And then he's going to basically pierce a Senbon in both of their hands, and he's going to be like start twisting them, and like they're going to start screaming out in pain, like, oh my god, my hand! You know, they're becoming Jesus, you know? I mean, they can do water walking, I assume, so technically they are Jesus. But yeah. Then they're going to be like, we are not going to talk, you snobbling little brat. Now get those fucking Senbon out of our hands. Then he's going to be like, he's going to pull them out, but then he's going to shank them in the shoulders, and he's going to be like, please tell me. Now he's going to do this all while with like a sort of smile on his face, like a menacing smile with his eyes like as slits, you know? If you've seen Bleach, it's like the white-haired guy with like, not like the guy who uses ice, but the guy with like the one that can like pierce anything basically, the one that can like get really long really quickly. The guy with the bonus sword. JK, but you know, that sword, he's gonna have the same sort of face as that guy, but like on a child who's 10 years old. I don't know how old he was, like 10 years old or something. And also blonde, blue eyes, but you know the point. He's basically just being really menacing, like torturing them. Of course, the other three are gonna, like, the other four, because Tazano's there, are gonna be like, holy shit, what is up with this kid? Like, come on! He seems like always such like a kind person, but like, damn, this is sick. But yeah, like, Sasuke and like Kakashi are gonna be like. I mean, we both like we saw it, like they're not gonna say we, but like in their heads, but like they could be each gonna say I saw him like with those scars and like muscles and like all that a bit those like skills, but like I wasn't expecting this sort of situation, you know. But yeah, this goes on for like about another like 10 piercings until like they're like fine, we're here because we got a mission to kill Tazuna before he builds the bridge. It was to stop trade routes, and it was by the order of I don't know what his name is, Gabana, like Gibson, the guy with the weird name that begins with G. But yeah, they'll say that they're doing it for him, and then they'll be like, there's also another person who took the mission. His name is Zabuza. And then, like, Sasuke, Sakura, not gonna be, like, they're not gonna understand. They're gonna be like, huh? Who's that? Kakashi's gonna be like, shit! Like, that's like my tier. And Tazuna's gonna be like, yeah, we're all dead. I mean, Kakashi is the copy ninja, but, like, still, I'm pretty sure we're all fucking dead. He's one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist. But yeah. Then Naruto's gonna be like, thank you for your time. And then he's just gonna be like, take out his Senbon, put them back in, like, clean them off, put them back in his pocket, and then he's just gonna, like, crush, like, literally, just physically just crush the earth that the chains that he created in his hand, turning it to dust, basically, and, like, sprinkling it out and saying, now, go back to your villages or turn yourselves in, otherwise I'll do the same thing to you as I just did to those chains I made. They're gonna be like, shit, and they're basically gonna run away. I'm gonna say they do turn themselves into, like, the leaf, and they're gonna be like, Naruto defeated us, and he's gonna be like, Naruto Uzumaki defeated us, we're turning ourselves in. So yeah, then, like, they're gonna get disciplined, and maybe they're gonna become guards of the Hokage. Like, they're just gonna be like kind of like guards, not really guards, but like kind of guards. Anyway, Sakura's, like, opinion on this is gonna be like, hey, why did you let them go? They're in the bingo book, right? Like, expensiveness, because, you know, Sakura's a little bitch. Sasuke's going to answer for Naruto because it's pretty obvious why. He's going to be like, it's quite obvious that Naruto just doesn't really see the, like, he thinks that he doesn't have to kill, he obviously doesn't think that he has to kill them, and as long as he had, and especially after like, torturing them in that way, he of course would have thought that they would instinctively think of, like, do not, like, get on the wrong side of him. Also, there's the fact that if they go back to the leaf, it's very likely that the disciplinary committee would anyway teach them a lesson, and he would anyway get money because they would turn himself in underneath his name. And yeah. So yeah, Sakura's like, oh. Naruto's like, oh, thanks, Sasuke, that's actually really accurate. Just one small change. It's also because I just don't really like getting weaklings' blood on my hands. Like, I mean, come on, these guys were weak. Anyway. So yeah, Sasuke's even surprised. Everybody's, like, Sasuke and Sakura are pretty surprised by that. Kakashi's gonna be like, there's even more to this kid than I thought. He's probably hiding a lot of stuff under his sleeves. Like, I mean, he's already hiding tons of stuff, like, but he's hiding even more now. And Tasuna's gonna be like, what went wrong with this child? Like, was, like, he born underneath, like, a red moon? Was he, like, the child of, like, some sort of demonic, like, godly being? Like, what's up with this child? It always made me think he's from the Bloody Mist village. But yeah, so that's going to be the sort of thing that's going through these people's heads. Anyway, so yeah, they move on, and then whilst we're walking, mist starts to appear, like, a fog basically appears, and they begin to not be able to properly see, and Naruto's instantly like, Kakashi, I think we've entered Zabuza's domain. And Kakashi's like, indeed, Naruto, you have very good apprehension of the situation, very good sensory abilities. And Naruto's like, oh, thanks, Kakashi. You mind if I call you that? No, he's just gonna be like, thanks, Kakashi-sensei. And Kakashi's gonna be like, okay, whatever. And then, like, they're gonna continue walking through, and then, of course, Naruto's gonna be like, he's gonna basically knock down, he's gonna grab Sakura, Sasuke, and Tazuna's heads, and basically, like, slam them downwards, whilst Kakashi also moves out the way, and, like, this allows them all to dodge Tazuna's blade from hitting them. And then, Naruto's gonna be like, sorry about that, you guys, and then he's just gonna, like, get out a bunch of Senbon, Shuriken, and then he's gonna be like, but I need to do that quickly, and he just throws out, like, 10 Shuriken, using both of his hands, and just, like, towards where, in the trajectory of where, Zabuza is, and 5 in the trajectory of where Zabuza is, and he's gonna hold 5 still, waiting for if there's gonna be anything else. Then he's gonna hear, like, the squeal of a rabbit, and then he's gonna, like, try to sense where Zabuza is again, and then using silently using Drasen to, like, locate him slightly. And then he's gonna throw the other 5 where the next location of Zabuza is, and right after. But however, this doesn't work because Zabuza's blade starts coming back because, you know, it has that weird function because of the chakra connection. And then this will cause the shurikens to be knocked out of the air, and then Zabuza's gonna be like, "You have a keen eye, kid," and then he's gonna, like, jump over to them and just, like, create a small crater, I say crater, but, like, a small, hole maybe in the ground, and then he's gonna be like, but now I have to kill all of you. And then he's gonna be like, oh, really? That's one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist blade! And, like, everybody's gonna be a bit caught off guard by this, and he's gonna be like, can I see? I wanna touch! It's so cool! You know? That's gonna be his reaction. He's gonna be like, holy shit, that's so cool! Zabuza's gonna be like, what? Everyone's gonna be, like, a bit like that, but, like, Zabuza most likely is gonna be, like, the most word out of it. Waluigi. You know? But yeah, the point is, like, he's going to be very surprised as well as everybody else, and he's going to be like, yes, I am one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist anyway, but, kid, how do you know? And he's going to be like, I've researched tons about it. It's actually been one of the inspirations for one of my most recent blade, one of the blades I've been making, although I do have a better sword than it, but still, like, it's such a cool sword. Oh, I wish I had it. I wish I was born in the Mist Village at this point, just so that I could get a blade like that. Oh. And then he's gonna be like, and then Zabuza's gonna be like, oh, okay, kid, it's cool that you're a fan, but I have to admit, the fact that you know so much about me and the blade itself, it's a bit unsettling, so I will have to kill you all. And then he's gonna be like, I expect no less from the bloody Mist Village. Awesome! You know, because, you know, this is the type of Naruto now. But yeah, then Naruto is gonna be like, oh, I can't wait to tell, what was his name? I can't wait to tell Jin-san. Oh, that's why I called him Jin-san, because the guy from Bleach was called Jin-san as well. That's why everything's piecing together in my brain now. Anyway, I can't wait to tell Jin-san about this. And they're going to be like, Jin-san? And he's going to be like, it's not important. Anyway, he's going to be so jealous. Anyway, I want to fight Zabuza. I want to find him so bad. Kakashi, can you go find that other person that's hiding up in the trees? Of course, Haku's going to be a bit surprised by this, but he's going to be like, still hidden. Kakashi's going to be like, what guy? Oh, he's over there. And he points to where Haku is, and Kakashi's going to be like, oh, okay. And Kakashi begins by creating, like, a shadow clone or something. Like, no, a clone, which, like, he uses to throw himself into the air and, like, go after Haku. a battle ensues. Naruto's gonna be like, "Hey, you two, could you please protect Tazuna? I really, really want to fight this guy. He's so cool." They're gonna be like, "Oh, okay, I'm let's just not getting in his way." Like, he seems very happy, you know, whatever. But yeah, then Naruto's gonna be like, suddenly his entire posture, like, he's gonna like be like, summon his like, you know, bronze tier Kuruma blade, and he's gonna be like, now, and like with a sudden deepness in his voice, like, no, now let's fight. He's gonna like slightly twist his head back, cracking it a tiny bit, and like holding his blade kind of playfully to the side, walking slowly upwards, and then he's gonna suddenly like click his head backwards to a normal position, and then just dash forward all of a sudden. This will surprise everybody because like they've already seen that he's powerful and like really quick, but like this was still surprising. And Tazuna and I forgot his name. Shit, I've said it so many times, but I've forgotten his name. The seventh swordsman of the mist guy. Cause how did I forget his name? I don't know. Terrible memory. Anyway, he's gonna be like, he's gonna be like fighting with Naruto, but like he's gonna be surprised by the power of his both the power of Naruto himself, but also of Naruto's blade, because you know this blade is infused with Kuruma's chakra, meaning it's gonna be really powerful. So like he's gonna like basically he's gonna like the aura of the Nine Tails is gonna start appearing on it, like a red chakra is gonna be flowing from it. It's gonna start dragging its way up Naruto's arm and like basically just like really cool in a really cool way, and like eventually it'll reach his head where like he'll like gain an ear, maybe a tail like will appear, like a slight tail will appear. He'll gain like claws on his feet, like he'll also gain he'll gain paws. He'll also gain claws on his hand. He'll like with the red aura, I mean, and he'll also like it will like just stop halfway through his body. His eye will start to turn slit, like both of his eyes will turn slit, but like one of them will turn like very fox-like. But yeah, then like he'll like whilst he's fighting Zabuza, then he's gonna like jump back in the that's his name, Zabuza. And whilst like they're gonna continue fighting. Now, of course, the onlookers like Tazuna, Sasuke, Sakura are all going to be like surprised that they're even on equal, like this equal-ish standing. Of course, Zabuza is a bit more powerful at this point, but yeah, but like they're going to be kind of a bit terrified of Naruto's slow transformation into the nine-tailed, like into this fox creature. But yeah, then Naruto will like be like, "Oh, this is so much fun! I cannot believe how much fun this is." But then he's gonna be like, but like again switching to the serious tone, he's gonna be like, "But I should end this now and take your blade." And like, and then he's gonna be like, start doing hand signs, and then he's gonna be like, Dora-san. And like just his left arm becomes like dragon-like. Well, his left hand becomes dragon-like. It's not the most visible thing in the world, but like it's still there. And like of course the onlookers are gonna be like, "Oh my, what is up with his hand? Does he like have some weird rash or something?" But then they're gonna like look closer and they're gonna see the scales, and then they're gonna be like see the blue, and they're gonna be like, what is this ability? And then he's going to be, and then of course this will up his strength. So whilst this will be like a combination of hand-to-hand combat as well as like blade fighting between the two of them. But yeah, it will be like Naruto will do a couple of attacks with its sword, and then he will like try to punch Zabuza in the face, which will be then blocked, and then like that exchange will continuously go on. And then Zabuza's going to be like a bit worn out, so is Naruto. And then Naruto's going to be like he'll put away, I'm going to say he'll like put down his sword for a second and be like, Zabuza, can I have a minute? And then Zabuza's gonna be like, what are you doing, kid? Oh, don't worry, I'm not doing any ninjutsu. I just want to take off my weights. And like the moment he says weights, everybody, even Kakashi and Haku hear this, who are still fighting, by the way. I'm gonna say that Kakashi is like winning definitely, but like even these two hear it and they're gonna be like, holy shit, fuck. This guy's been wearing weights this entire time. Like Sasuke and of course Sasuke and Kakashi saw this previously, but like they didn't know that he usually wears them like as a normal thing. And then he like starts to take off the weights, and I'm gonna say that when he drops them, they make a small like hole in the ground, like, and I'm gonna say he's got two on his arm, like he's got one on each wrist, which is invisible because of his long sleeves, and also two on his ankles, which are also not visible because of his trousers and shoes. He then says, like, much better, and starts cracking his hands. I can't do it because I've already done it today, but, like, I had a moment there where I kind of blacked out for a bit. Basically, when my phone turns off, my system turns off as well. It's really irritating. But anyway, so yeah, I've already clicked my hands today, so I can't actually do it. But yeah, the point is, he cracks his fingers, and he's like, is saying much better, and like he's gonna, and then like, of course, the only person who sees like properly sees the holes is Zabuza, and he's gonna be like scared of this kid, and then like of course Sasuke and Sakura as well as Tazan. Well, Tazan's not really gonna see this because I'm gonna say he's kind of like quivering a tiny bit because like he's not used to this scenario. Of course, like I'm gonna say he's not that used to it, but like Sasuke and Sakura doesn't fully see it, but Sasuke does. I'm gonna say he does have a he shows his one-to-one Sharingan for a second just to see what happened, like just to watch the fight properly. But like he sees it better. But like they both see the holes and like the fact that there's holes in the ground now. Then Naruto is like, let us continue, and like he picks up his sword again, and like and the QB chakra grows even larger on him, and he gains, let's say, I don't know how much the normal form can hold. I'm gonna say that he goes up to like a three-tailed state. I'm gonna say the four-tailed state is when he becomes like this weird blurry red mess. I think that's how it looks. And then like the third tail is where he gets skeleton part. I mean, no, the fifth tails is where he gets that skeleton form. Sixth tails, a bit of muscle. Seventh tails. Actually, I don't really know how the whole system works. I think it's, I don't know, I'd have to research it. But the point is, he's just still in that aura form, and he's got 3 tails now. And he's gonna be like, oh, this is a bit of a struggle. I don't often go to 3 tails. But then he starts like pumping even more visibly pumping chakra into his blade, and they don't really understand what's going on. But like, this is like, but then like he bursts, like utterly bursts forwards. Not even Zabuza cannot see the movement of this guy. Kakashi will definitely be able to see. Sasuke has to move up to like his second Tomoe just to keep up with what is going on, because I think he's got his second Tomoe by this point, and like it's just ridiculous like onslaught of attacks. Like Zabuza is only just like surviving these attacks because he's like blocking them with his blade. So yeah, like because it's quite a large blade. And then Naruto starts quickly uses the jutsu, uses his once again uses his like what's it called, his forge jutsu to quickly create chains around Zabuza for like a split second. Zabuza manages to break out of them, but like it gives Naruto that 1 second that he needs just to like go past Zabuza's defense and basically get a solid punch with his left hand directly to Zabuza's face, and uses his sword to like cut off one of his Zabuza's legs. We see, of course, we're going to see blood going everywhere, and like so the onlookers are going to see that. But yeah, then Haku's going to start like screaming like, "No, no, master, no!" Kakashi is going to then take hold of this moment to knock Kaku out. Right the out. Whilst I'm gonna say that whilst Haku's like he's gonna start sleep talking almost, saying saying in his head like, "No, Zabuza, Master Zabuza, don't go, Master." And like Kakashi's gonna hear this, and like he's gonna like rush just too late, like 2 seconds too late. He's gonna like go to Naruto to just like stop him from doing what he's about to do. Basically, Naruto's gonna be like, "Zabuza, Master Zabuza, do you have any last words?" And Zabuza's gonna be like, "Take care of my blade, kid. I hope you find. I hope it does you well, like it did me, until the last moments of my life." And then he's gonna be like, "Good last words," and then he's gonna just like pierce him right through the throat. But yeah, just before this, Kakashi was like, don't do it, Zabuza, don't do it, we need to test Zabuza." And then, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, then this, of course, technically allows Naruto to have the sword. I'm going to say that he doesn't actually become the owner of it. I'm going to say he's like, I don't want to become the owner of this sword, because it's technically the Mist's, and that would, like, screw up relations with them, but yeah. And then he's going to be like, "But I am going to inspect the fuck out of it." Because, this is a masterpiece. He's also going to take it to Jin-san and just, like, talk to him about it, and they're going to study it together. They're going to want to, like, scrap it apart and, like, sort it out, but, like, they don't. Anyway, so, yeah, that's going to be the end of that mission. But, yeah, they're going to complete that. I'm going to say they continue with Zabuza, and they do find the village in like, ruins. So, Naruto, and I'm going to say, like they can like there's going to be that interaction with the like mercenaries and stuff, but like what Naruto does is just to avoid all unnecessary fighting, he just like sparks up like his four tails form, and basically growls at them almost, and they're just going to back away. They're going to be like, what is that? What is that unholy demon? And then he's just gonna, and of course Naruto's just gonna, to emphasize his ability, is going to like I don't know, I'm gonna say that he's on the other side of the bridge, so the bridge hasn't been fully built yet, but like he's still, like, no, it's been fully built, like almost, like there's still some few details, but he's gonna go, like, he's gonna be off of the bridge, but he's gonna like break up a giant slab of rock I'm still going to say he's not actually on the bridge, so it's not affecting anything, any of the building. And he's just going to, like, get a giant slab of rock and pick it up and be like, "You want some?" And then just going to walk away, and then, that's how that finishes. I'm going to say they overthrew that government, they elect someone better, that sort of thing. So, yeah. So yeah, with the village, Naruto helps them by cooking food for them, giving distributions. He stays there for a bit longer than he should. So yeah, and then after this, they rest after he does, like, before that he does the cooking. They rest up for like a day or so. And whilst they rest, and I'm gonna say that on the second day of them resting, Naruto does start building creating like more senbon, shuriken, maybe a new weapon or something based on. He's gonna start making blueprints as well for a new weapon, possibly that he's gonna make with Jin-san, and Sakura will walk in being like, "Hey, Naruto, I need to ask you a few questions," but like she's gonna cut off her sentence, and then she's gonna see, of course, Naruto's form, and she's gonna blush a tiny bit, but she's gonna be like, "What am I feeling for this like little brat?" I'm not gonna make it Sakura X. Naruto. But yeah, then he's gonna be like, "What? What do you need, Sakura?" And then she's gonna be, "I just wanted to ask you, like, what's up with like, she's just gonna ask him a few questions about, like, his weapons and stuff, and, like, what's up with his chakra and stuff. He's gonna just basically explain kind of shortly. I make them and imbue my own chakra into them, well, some of them, and, like, the thing that's up with the blade is I managed to get an outer source of chakra, and then he's gonna be like, but I can't explain anything else, privacy reasons, and she's gonna be like, okay, and then she's just gonna walk out, and I'm gonna say that's the end of that interaction. But yeah, he does feed the rest of the village. Everybody thanks him and stuff. I'm gonna say that they take Haku back with them. Of course, he's in, like, shambles. Like, he's gonna be so upset, like, because, you know, his master just was in pain and he can't do anything about it. But, like, I'm gonna say that Hazen, the Hokage, the third Hokage, is going to be, like, trying to cheer him up and just, like, be on his side. Naruto's going to be like, I'm sorry, it was a battle and I'm sorry. But just so you know, Zabuza did seem really happy, like, with the outcome. And Haku's going to be like, that's good. Then Haku's going to basically just become the Hokage's bodyguard, as well as the Demon Brothers. They're going to be a bit scared of Haku because, like, you know, he's more powerful than them. But, like, at the same time, they're going to be, like, they're just going to work together. I think I'm going to end this what if here, because it's been like 30 minutes. Well, I think it's been more than 30 minutes. Anyway, I'm going to just end this here. So, yeah. Hope to see you next video. Watch more of my videos. And, yeah, peace out. I do not have an outro, and I do not have an intro. I do not care about those things, unless you guys want to send me one, because I'm too lazy. Bye-bye.